Are we live now?
Let's see. I'm gonna open Twitch.
Yes, we are.
We're
But
live.
let's, like per usual, let's wait a little bit until
It's probably a delay
people
of some kind.
people have a chance
Can't
to
really see anything, but it's live.
It's
let's
live.
see. Yeah, but let's wait a little bit so people have a chance to join.
Yeah.
Did you prepare the trailers or anything like that, Don? Then you can run the trailer first until
I can.
yeah, but run the trailer while people are joining. Yeah, they can't hear us now when you're in this mode, I think.
No, I thought.
Yeah,
for a
no, they
minute.
can. I think they
Use it.
can because I see that your desktop sound is maybe. Ooh. Yeah, they do hear us. The Baser Acer, they do hear us. Yeah, maybe skip the trailer if you're not making it work. Or run it. It's up to you.
I think the UK needs to do a response.
5 things you really need to know to improve your micro. Some of
I will
the
show you 3 things you might not know about radars.
overrun.
Yeah. Yes! No, no. No, I didn't know this.
Yeah, the US Navy is moving steadily.
Have
westwards.
maybe some engagement. This is a disaster for Hungary. Hungary was the one that suffered the most.
Yeah,
I have a perfect overview of everything he has.
Welcome to the studio. Thank you. Didn't
It's
help.
not the map mode.
That's funny.
Sure.
Yeah, maybe we before we
I'm
say
too
what the
excited.
outcome was of the plan. Maybe we should
2.2 million casualties and the need for.
It has been a while,
so.
Yeah, 12 hours or so, not counting.
So, welcome to this post-game analysis. It's time to, go through the Sly Karelian Fox and see what happened. And with me, I have Badger and Jacob. I'm not the presenter today, even if I'm in the middle. I'm the technician, so I will try to run the show while speaking. And I don't have any good coordination, so I'll probably fail. So I think the speaking will be up to Badger and Jacob.
In the stream.
Now they
So
can.
we don't
Guess
go
it.
ahead.
Because now you're
Say
not muted
something.
anymore.
I hope so.
All right.
But Mac on stationaries, that's allowed. So that's
Okay.
cool, I guess.
Let's just confirm that they can hear all of us before. Now is Badger. Yeah.
Yeah.
Say something, Boppus.
I'm talking. I hope you hear me.
I think Bobbus is being heard.
I'm being
Yeah.
heard. Amazing.
I'm being heard. Yes, audible. Great.
Great.
All right.
Thank
So
you, guys.
then I can retake it briefly. So this is the post-game analysis for our game A Sly Karelian Fox on the 5th of May. In the studio today, you have Jacob, who played UK during the game. You have Boppus, who played Poland, but not at the start. That was Andreas. But then Boppus Hot joined playing Poland, and myself, who played Spain. We have a slight new format for today, so we will try something new. That's also why we're a little bit late. Sorry for that. As you might know, we've been jumping around in the timeline in our previous post-game analysis. So this time we will do it slightly differently. We will focus on the awards. And for those of you who are new to this stream or to our community, after each grand game in the Hygge gaming community, we have nominations, and then everyone is voting on a few different awards. And today you can see this is a combination of a post-game analysis and an award show, basically. So the format is we will go through 5 different categories of awards, and for each award we will discuss and bring up the top 3 votes. So the winner and the 2 runner-ups of each category, and then we will spend a few minutes talking about the winner, basically. And we have also prepared some graphics for you today from the actual event. that was also the main reason why we were a bit slow to this send out.
Yeah.
So I hope you will all like it. Anything you guys want to add before we throw ourselves into it?
I don't think so. Feel free to ask questions, and we'll do our best to accommodate you.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
So let's get started.
Let's.
Yeah. So for the first category that we will discuss is the greatest play, the Rommel Award. I think many of us agree that this is the most prestigious award because this is where you made really great play throughout the game, usually making a great naval invasion as round, something that really, changes the tides of war during the game.
Yeah.
So the three top contributions for nominations are, and now it's your cue, Bobus. The first one, UK and Canada. Yeah, the invasion of Spain, securing a second foothold in Europe, leading to the Allied victory. That was one of the top three. And then we have, in the same theater, at the same time, USA player number 2, nukes in Lyon, annihilating the German tank counter-push and consequently clutching a victory in Spain and thus a D-Day. And then the third, Romania for the sneaky invasion of the Caucasus and Stalingrad, securing Soviet oil fields and giving Axis a huge advantage. So if we just pause here a little bit, I just want to comment first that all of these three are very strong candidates for this one. I don't play any favorites, but I just want to say that I was playing Spain. I was really shocked when the first nuke hit Lyon, annihilating all the German armor in one go.
Yeah, that was amazing.
So,
it was beautiful.
Yeah,
Yes.
that was a very beautiful play.
But yeah,
Funnily enough, the Allies were actually quite mad about that one.
Why?
Because we wanted to keep our nukes secret and then unleash like 50 at the same time. But yeah, it was a great effect. So like if you were to drop a nuke anywhere, that was probably the place.
Yeah. I mean, we were properly surprised when that hit our straight in the face, and we, from our perspective, it really turned the tides of that theater.
Yeah.
But I think that so what will happen now, and this is where we try the new graphics. Bopus will change to an actual footage from the game on the game day from one of these three, giving you a hint who actually won, and then we will go back and announce the winner that you just saw. So hit it, Bopus.
Yeah, try to get it.
Go through, right?
No, it didn't.
But neither. Oh, look, the Romanians.
So they're pointing at something.
Okay,
I'm not sure if you can hear it.
So the Romanians.
No,
the
I don't
Romanians
have any
won
in-game
the
sound.
Battle of
I hope the watchers
Black
have.
Sea, and
Can
they
someone
managed
confirm
to
that there
send
are
off their
in-game
naval
sound?
invasion, But
They
then
should
got
have.
invaded in their home country.
Yeah,
So
but this
this
can
okay,
actually be. This is.
Yeah,
at
they can
least-
hear. Yeah.
So it has stalled somewhat.
I
Around
think
Ukraine
most
there.
have
But
figured it out
the
already.
Romanians are moving
Yeah,
Stalingrad.
let them
I mean,
listen.
Can we check? Let me check the Soviets here.
This is a classic Stalin
Yeah,
move.
there
I
are
mean, Stalingrad
American
is.
nukes in space.
They can
completely
walk in.
open.
They
It's
can just
completely
walk
open.
into Stalingrad at this point. And
Stalin is sleeping and is refusing to acknowledge the invasion
Yeah.
here in the east.
I mean, if they take the airfields and they take Stalingrad.
Jacob, let them listen to it.
So that was it.
Yes, that was it. So if you click the next slide, and then one more time.
Who could it be?
Yes.
Drum roll.
Yeah, drum roll. Pontus Valtre playing Romania for the sneaky invasion of the Caucasus, Stalingrad, securing the oil fields and giving Axis a huge advantage.
Yes.
Yeah, so congratulations, Pontus,
Well done.
for that. Yeah.
Indeed.
I see the Soviet players are writing in chat here. Ivan, no, I don't want to see this. So
Yeah, no, I feel for the Soviets. They
yeah.
really that like the Soviets have had a good run, and honestly, like the front line, like the Soviet front line on the east was actually holding up quite well. So really, this did really turn the tide on the Eastern Front because suddenly you couldn't really use the Soviet heavy tanks anymore because all the oil was coming from not Baku, but instead from, I don't know, synthesized vodka or something, and that doesn't work as well as oil.
No, but also I talked to the German after this if he noticed that they were running out of fuel because the Axis weren't aware how bad the situation really were. The studio was because they saw it was on 0 for a very long time.
Yeah.
But I think that they received some fuel throughout the game still, even though after this, but they didn't receive enough to stockpile anything. So I think the tank divisions in field they were loading up local supply like the fuel in the divisions as long as they stood still sometimes, so they could fight like one battle and then they would run out of fuel, and then
Yeah.
it was like a coin toss if they would get new fuel or not
Yeah.
for a while. So they could usually like make one push and then they were worthless,
Yeah.
or something like that. So
Yeah.
yeah.
And apparently this is the first ever award for Pontus, which is strange to me because he's a really strong player.
Yeah,
But he might have earned more of the Unsung Hero awards if we had made those
Yeah.
earlier.
yeah, if we've had them before, definitely, yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, maybe do you have the game prepared as well, Don?
Trying right now, but I have a May save for Barb, which is kind of early.
May save for Barb.
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah, but we can check that just to
Yeah.
see the Soviet defenses.
Yeah, it would be interesting just to see how the defenses were at that point. So if you
Yeah.
can swap over to that one. We still have a few minutes, like 2-3 minutes before we jump over to the next category and continue on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm loading the game now, and I will switch over so you guys can see.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I really like that. Like the Soviets didn't notice this push up, and when I watched this from the studio after the game, you could see that the Pontus was the Romanians was hesitating a bit in the beginning, like taking defensive positions in the mountains,
Yeah.
defending the oil, and then after a while they're realizing, well, they're not coming. Maybe we should just push for. Maybe we should just push for Stalingrad and get a bigger chunk while at it.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
Yeah,
I think this is a
also-
perfect save,
Yeah.
actually, from the game.
So
this-
here
this
we
is
can
really
see
good.
the preparations.
Can also
Yeah.
see the pride of the Romanian Navy
Oh,
because you actually have to build a few ships
Yeah.
as Romania if you want to get supremacy of the Black Sea because the Soviet Black Sea fleet is pathetic, but it's more than the Romanian, which constitutes 2 destroyers, I think. So
yeah, yeah. Is there anything else? Yeah, there's something up there in the.
Here we go. Here we
There.
have. Yeah.
yeah, like a bunch of starting ones.
Battleship.
There's not a lot of like heavy ships there.
No.
No, exactly.
But it's
In
some
But,
supremacy.
they might win. But
Yeah,
that's not how
and yeah,
supremacy works.
and just to paint up the picture here again, maybe that you just saw. So the landing was the defense. They took the defensive mountain line on the Caucasus there, and stood there for quite some time after securing the oil. So if you swap to the oil, can you show where the oil is?
Yeah.
Yeah, there's the oil fields.
The
down
higher
there as
one.
well.
And,
Yeah.
This is a lot of
Yeah.
oil.
Yeah,
It's the Caucasus.
yeah,
I
exactly.
think that's the most oil intensive place in the game.
Yeah.
Maybe apart from places in America, but that doesn't really count because that's made of oil.
Yeah. Let's make a shout out to
Yeah.
Alfred Nobel for this one.
Yeah. Unknowingly arming the Soviets.
Yeah, and the Soviets are
Yeah.
going for heavy tank builds, so they really needed oil.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But let's check the actual line because this is a line we've seen multiple times now.
Yeah.
And it's a strong one. Like this is a hard place to get counted by, essentially. Yeah, you have a fairly thin infantry line, but you have really heavy-hitting heavy tanks.
yeah.
which can
How
also-
many heavy tanks are there?
Seems to be. This is 120. 2 with the red guard tanks. I think this is, yeah.
Okay, yeah, that's quite a lot. Even though it's a late barb, we have to remember, but still 22 is a lot.
Yeah,
of those
that's a
heavy
lot.
tanks.
A little bit
All right,
worried by seeing the supply here, but we shouldn't dwell down too far into that.
No, exactly. That could be temporarily. But I think we have to move on. So hats off to Pontus for a very good play, and it's giving Axis a huge advantage throughout the Eastern Front campaign.
Yeah.
So let's move on to. You said no?
Yeah, no. The Mannerheim Award.
No.
Let's move on.
The Mannerheim. So the greatest grit award. Maybe I should just read up the briefly. I haven't prepared that one, but here we go. The manner. Let's see. Yeah, the greatest grit award. The player who demonstrated the greatest passion and perseverance towards a certain goal despite being confronted by significant obstacles. Nominations by everyone, voted by everyone. That's the definition of the award. So the top 3 nominations that received the most votes were.
You can do the reading this time, if you want to. Brazil for losing his entire army 3 times, but still participating in the final D-Day.
Yeah, I can give some comment on Brazil. I think I was the one ordering him to die, all 3 times. So I feel a bit bad about that. It's a quite new player too, I think. But he did great, and he died where he was supposed to, I guess.
Yeah, I think I read.
He successfully participated in D-Day and played a vital role there with mechanized Amtraks, I think.
I think I ran into him a few times, so I thought I saw a Brazilian flag here and there.
Yeah.
Next.
Moving on, Andreas Eriksson, Soviet Free for first being destroyed as Poland, then as Soviet, and finally fighting on as Raj against Axis in Burma.
I can just say that Andreas, he was taking one for the team since Boppus were joining late that day, so he jumped over and played the build-up as Poland. And got the honor for being ran over before swapping to Soviets, and then being run over once again. Not run over as Soviets, that's an overstatement, but dying again, and then finally showing a good fight with no drop of morale, at least what I could see. Maybe he had, but giving a good fight in Burma as well.
Yeah, he did great.
I mean, honestly, like the Soviets, for losing their oil, like pretty much immediately, they still held out for almost 2 years. Yeah. I think more than 2 years.
No, more than 2 years. Yeah, more than they held out until mid 44 or something.
Yeah, but it was late barb, so.
Yeah, but still,
more than 2 years.
Yeah, still more than 2 years. Yeah, which is good considering you have no oil or fuel.
Yeah. My
it's amazing.
Soviet lasted
on an automobile,
11 months, I think.
Yeah, on a tank build, heavy tank build, that is.
Yeah.
Okay, so third one.
Spain. For being so passionate about sinking allied ships, and other Axis players were starting to feel guilty for sinking some themselves.
Yeah. And then we have the Mannerheim Award video, I think.
Yeah. I think someone likes Navy here.
Sorry?
I think someone also likes Navy here.
Yeah.
So
it was, but so let's be quiet, guys, when we watch the video, because we're taking all the sound from it.
Let's go.
Bad day.
Let's go.
Bad day for the Axis. Yeah. So we see some Germans are up here, mostly infantry though. Bad day. Bad day for the Axis.
Problem here. Seems so.
Bad day for the Axis. So we see some Germans are up here, mostly
it's the wrong
though, and
move, isn't it?
Finland though has punched back.
No,
and
it's right.
Here we see an
Oh, that's
look
an
at this.
encirclement of quite some Soviets. No tanks though, but
Let's have a look at the casualty numbers now. We're at
they are
406, and look at those
they
numbers
are ticking
going up.
They are indeed ticking up, and these Soviet troops are dead, and also some Mongolians.
Yeah, that's.
This is
that was like 200,000.
Finland is back.
Finland is back. If you ever doubted
Viipuri is once again in Finnish hands, and they are moving towards. Like if they manage to get this supply hub, they can really broaden the front again. We see an axis recovery in Finland that we didn't really expect
we did not.
A couple of days ago here, because it looked very grim for the Finns.
It's only growing. Let's have a closer look at the front again. You see these bubbles. These are battles going on all across the front. Most of these are green, as you see now from the Soviet POV, meaning the Soviets are able to defend most of them, but it's from what it looks like now, the Soviets are not going to be able to take care of this on their own. So the clock is ticking now for the Allies. The Allies need to get off a successful D-Day invasion, or they lose the game.
Oh, that was the clip. I always, as a passionate Soviet player, it's always heartbreaking to see that red blob disappearing into different colors.
Yeah, we had the intention of showing quite a lot more graphics than that, but the time ran. We ran out of time basically.
Yeah.
But that hopefully that illustrated enough the struggle this player had throughout the game, and fighting on like the Greeks at the marathon hotgates. Where was that? The hotgates. Thermopylae.
Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah. All right. So the winner of the Mannerheim Award. Andreas Eriksson for his for showing great passion against all odds, dying 2 times but still winning the game, fighting the heavy fight everywhere basically. So and I think why many players actually voted on him for this, from both sides, is that after playing a full game, dying twice, and especially struggling on the Eastern Front for so many hours, microing so intensively, and then dying and just right away joining another country with a lot of heavy microing and keeping on the fight right away. That shows you passion for trying to win the game and struggling on. So I think that's why a lot of people recognized his effort this game.
Yeah, Andreas got steadily pushed eastwards this game. Like he started off in Poland, got capitulated, then he went to Russia, got capitulated, and then he went to the Far East over in India. And I'm not sure he got capitulated, but they took heavy losses at least.
Yeah.
Well earned. Also, shout out to the German Ghost divisions who participated in all 3 killings of Andreas.
That's true. That's true. Andreas was saved by his friend Mossberg throughout the day.
Yeah, it seemed like it.
There was some personal beef happening that game.
Yeah, I think so too.
Yeah.
I think so too.
But I think that we should just move on to the next award, and then we can spend some more time at the end.
Yeah.
So the top 3 for the Unsung Hero Award, and this is the newest award that we have in our community, the Marshall Award. And the definition is the player who made the greatest support or team play during the game. This award is meant to recognize plays by air controllers, the Lend-Leasers, the naval players, or the fill up the frontline players. Nominated by everyone, voted by everyone. So that's the category. So basically like a team player award. We realized that after playing this game for many years with the awards as well, the naval air controllers and support players usually play a really important role in the wins, but doesn't really get the recognition they probably deserve sometimes. So that hence the award.
Yeah. People like Pontus, for instance.
Like Pontus, for instance. Yeah. So, Poppus, the top 3 nominations.
UK for constant air power protection on multiple fronts, lend-leasing allies and port striking, also providing the bulk of the infantry for the
Bulk.
D-Day.
Yeah.
Bulk. Yeah, this is a lot
Yeah.
of unsung hero stuff here.
Yeah, if I were to give an objective analysis of the UK effort, it was like a textbook example of the unsung hero award. My very
Not being biased at all.
not being biased at all.
Yeah.
Oh, but we will have time to dive into that, I think.
We do.
Yeah. All right.
The next one is Germany 2 for his 10 LAG divisions, pre-39 equipped. Light assault guns, I guess. Surviving
Yeah.
way too many theaters. Poland, France, Africa, Barb, Korea, China, and finally Australia.
Yeah.
Yes.
I think those
These
were
are
the real.
famous ghost divisions we mentioned earlier,
Ah,
piloted by Mossberg when he killed Andreas 2 times too many.
Yeah. And finally, he arrived at the doorsteps outside of northeastern
Darwin, I
Australia.
think.
Yeah, exactly, something like that. So they were everywhere, and they should not have been everywhere. Those divisions,
No.
because they are not that strong, especially not in 46 when the game was over.
Yeah, no, I checked it. They had like base 200 soft attack and 100 hard attack. They were terrible by all accounts, but you know,
they were there.
they were persevering, and they had plenty of medals.
They had attitude. That's what you're saying.
They had attitude, panache.
Lags with attitude.
All right,
Yeah.
next one.
Next one is Spain's pirate life, taking Fiji in the west to Madagascar in the east, raiding Australia, Panama, India, etc., sinking 4,000 convoys and 120 destroyers.
Yeah, I can be as biased as you were, Jacob, about this one.
Yar.
But yeah. But no, I played Spain, and I took a lot of pride in being as annoying as possible this game, making the game the goal was to steal as much as micro attention as possible from the allies. Which I hope I did. But those were the top 3 nominations. So run the graphics.
Here comes the unsung hero.
And here we see the successful invasion of St. Helena. There's a lot going on in the Iberian coast, of course.
Definitely, like these naval battles.
Look at this.
Yeah.
This is the Spanish surface navy sinking the anti-submarine warfare, and this is one of the Badger's strategies. Like when the British ships come out to hunt his submarines, then his fleet comes out to hunt the hunters, and the hunted becomes the hunted.
Yeah, that might be it. Yeah.
Look at this.
What is this?
The Spanish took half of the Falkland Islands, and they said the other half we don't need, and then they are moving on, and now they're taking Pitcairn Island.
So the Spanish are just island hopping towards the Pacific.
Yeah.
Will we see the Spanish fleet in the Pacific? This
Madagascar.
is very interesting. Spanish Madagascar. I mean, there is really no saying, like, how will this game go? We have absolutely no idea, because so much is happening that we've never seen before.
Yeah, it is definitely... look at this. He's
going
from Panama from the back.
He's invading Panama from the back of South America. That's so smart.
Or their defenses.
No one expects the Spanish naval invasions, right?
No, not from the back.
Yeah, definitely. I mean they can never get naval superiority in the Caribbean.
This is a bit of a defense, though.
Yeah, I mean, it probably won't work, but I mean, it's a really cool idea. I love that Badger tactics, going around the Cape of South America and invading.
American 30 width versus some Spanish horses. We'll see. But
he's just betting on it not being garrisoned at this point.
Just love.
So yeah,
that was I guess congratulations to myself.
might be.
Yes. I feel like you've stolen the victory as a true pirate.
Yeah. It's a democratic process.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
cards were Democrats.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, but really, that was a great play.
Yeah.
And you definitely succeeded in like binding up the micro. And like as we see, there were like constant battles outside of Spain. It took us way too long to realize we just didn't really need to go through Spain. We could take the Panama instead. But that was after sinking 100 destroyers, basically.
Yeah. Yeah, I felt that. Can you jump into the barb save maybe again, Boppus, and jump over to Spain?
I think.
Is that possible?
Barb save.
Yeah, perfect. And then jump over to Spain. Yeah, I can just like briefly say what the plan was and what I did. I think we have a few minutes on it before we have to move on. But yeah, I went full retard, I'd say, and just built dockyards for the entire day, with the purpose of making life as painful as possible for Jacob and his friends crossing the waters. That was the East Coast, West Coast scare over and over again. Kind of was the ambition.
Yeah.
So I built the surface navy until I got sub 3s, and then I started to swap and build primarily subs.
Yeah.
And then I started to build the light cruisers on Tech 4 again.
Yeah.
So that, and the game plan was to raid everywhere and jump around and raiding constantly. And as soon as the countermeasures would come out, I would try to sink the countermeasures with my surface fleet. That was kind of the play, and then apply pressure to the Iberian coast because that's raiding Gibraltar. So I was actually saying to Rosen that I didn't want us to take Gibraltar, because I wanted it to be there so the supplies would go there constantly throughout the game.
Yeah.
That was my opinion. But then he wanted to take Gibraltar, and we tried, but we didn't succeed. So, but it was like okay for me. But Cape Verde plane was the big prize. And after that was also Caribbean was the third zone that I wanted to raid properly throughout the game. The Caribbean,
Yeah.
So because then I would control everything over the Atlantic basically if I would turn those 3 zones off.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that was the game plan.
And you had your plans for. I don't think you're taking as many islands right now, but you took a lot of islands. You took Madagascar. You were about to take Panama, weren't you? Or did you take Panama?
No, I tried to go from the north, but I got cut off in the naval supremacy. I also tried to invade. If you look up, I tried to invade Canada.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So because the ambition was to, if I would have naval supremacy in Iberian coast, this would happen. So it was Jacob was awake in the beginning of the war. If not, I would have gone everywhere, as you see.
Yeah.
So that was Jacob being on his front feet, stopping me. Or I would have taken Panama, to be honest, as well.
Yeah, I don't think you would have taken, because it's garrisoned at this point, right?
Oh, it was garrisoned already from the start. I wasn't. No, exactly.
Empty.
No, it's not. Okay.
Yeah. So that was the plan. So I would have hit that. I got strict orders from Martin not to invade the east coast of the US. That was the first plan as well. So I didn't activate the victory plan and all that crap or whatever it is that gets activated.
Yeah.
So, but that's why I went for Canada instead. But yeah. But I got as far left to Fiji, so I was raiding outside of the capital of Australia for some time, and then I realized that I was becoming too much of a threat when Amtrak started to appear on my island, trying to take them back. That's when I realized I got the attention of someone at least.
Yeah.
No, it was very, very fun. Like at this point, I think I have my main navy outside Iberian coast.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah, exactly.
Africa, I think, because Johannes makes funny moves, but it's also kind of predictable when he has all of a sudden 70 dockyards.
Yeah.
How many
So,
doctors do I have at this point when I joined the war? Because this is when I joined the war. I couldn't join
Yeah.
earlier because I'm locked
I
behind the
think
bar
you had
thing.
47 or
Yeah.
something like that. 46.
Yeah.
46, yeah.
Yeah.
Spain is not that powerful, but yeah.
Yeah, I know. But still,
Yeah.
we had intel on each other, so we kind of knew each other's builds. It's quite hard to get surprised when you know how spies work.
Yeah.
Um,
But I can say I was.
It was a very funny naval game overall.
Yeah. But I also to give Jacob as the runner-up that didn't win this award this time, but rightly deserved so, I think, because if I was really hoping for Jacob to go for a battlecruiser or a super heavy battleship build. If he would have done that, I think I would have crushed him at sea, because the really powerful countermeasure against my build was the carriers. I couldn't really do anything against the carriers, but if there would be anything else, I would have been too what do you call it, like an eel, slippery. Because then you would have been you needed to fight me with ASWs instead, and those I would have sunk, I think. So,
I think
which I did as well to some extent. But yeah, so you did like the proper counter build against me, and which made it really difficult for me. And you were really good at microing your carriers around to clear zones constantly, and trimming my submarine fleet constantly, cutting it down.
But that was also everything I could do. Because at the beginning, I did that, and at that point, you weren't really a threat because. But then again, you traded all the Spanish micro for all the UK micro, and that's like 500 factories versus 150.
Yeah, exactly.
That's a good trade. But later on, I was over in Asia and like capitulating Japan and stuff. And at that point, you had basically free reign. And I think that's when you really started to like take up the convoys.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
like and suddenly all of my escorts were gone, and I had to reroute everything through Norway.
Yeah, exactly. I had some months there where I just killed so many destroyers everywhere. That's where I felt I had some momentum. But that's about the micro. Like the naval game might look a bit static at times, but if you really know what you're doing, it's very micro intensive. So especially when you have like a full game of cat and mouse like we had. So that was a lot of fun. But let's move on.
Let's move on.
Yeah, to what?
We need to change stage also. Top 3 MVP allies. Distinguished Service Order.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Yes. So the prestigious MVP award. So let's come with the top 3 nominees.
You want to take them, Jacob?
Yeah, sure. Me. The UK. And I mean, I suppose for, having a game. Pretty much. No, but we did a lot of stuff. I went with a very support-oriented build this game. So I had pretty much no infantry until later on when I pushed out 15 paratroopers. And those paratroopers did God's work. And basically took the Japanese, Pacific Islands by paradropping, which I've never done before. And ultimately capitulating Japan the week before or the week after the fall of the Soviets, something like that. But that was pretty much everything I did, like land-wise, which is. Other than that, I had like almost 10,000 fighters. It was if Johannes went full retard on subs and dockyards, I went full retard on airplanes, essentially. And I had a carrier fleet, so that's also like air oriented.
Yeah.
And I had paratroopers, which are also air oriented. So really, I only had an air force.
This is this kind of game where you can go full retard and it will pay off.
Yeah. We had naval bombers, fighters, heavy and light.
Yeah, exactly. Oh wow,
Yeah.
that was very.
That was very
Let's see.
yellow.
Yeah, let's
And
see if I can
next
get.
up, we
There we
have
go.
Mako playing Canada. And Canada was really the tip of the spear on pretty much every theater I think we fought on. First, obviously, in North Africa, where we managed to hold El Alamein up until like 45 or something. But at that point, there were no Canadians there. And then, like, held the night in Burma and started pushing in China. Ultimately, like, once we capitulated Japan, they took the long way home to the UK and participated in the fake D-Day on the Netherlands and managed to stay there with me. We had great synergy in doing like close quarters fighting in Brussels and Antwerpen for almost a year before the main invasion of Spain, which was where he really shined, I think.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's the Canadian effort. And then we have the American effort, which is being America. Making nukes, I think, was the absolute majority of the impact this game, because holy crap, it would have taken years if we didn't have like a nuclear winter on our side.
Yeah, I would say we
Yeah.
would have won if it wasn't for the nukes, but that's my opinion, of course, playing
That's
Axis.
your opinion.
Yeah.
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 Yeah, no, but that was really effective. Also, like, engaging on a lot of different fronts. After the Soviets capitulated, I think they got some backup from the Soviet players. I did on the UK. I got Ivan, which was the main controller of the UK, the USSR, and yeah, basically starting the like island hopping, participating in the invasion of Japan, backing up in Raj, making sure India didn't fall, and yeah, just generally being a good player, participating in every front, having frontline infantry, everything you
Yeah.
need to do as USA.
Yeah.
And yeah, I'm not sure we have it.
No,
No.
I don't think we have any graphic this time. We didn't have that much time on our hands. But I think
Yeah, no.
all are well, what do you call it? Well-deserved MVP winners.
Yeah.
Yes.
But there can only be one winner. Who was it?
It was Canada, which yeah, had a great impact. So like, hats off to Mako.
Yeah.
Due to me not understanding, or frankly no one understanding the peace system, after we capitulated Japan, Canada got to occupy the entirety of Japan. So all of a sudden they had 3 times the factories to play around with, which in hindsight was probably a good idea, because we didn't really need more planes. We needed more tanks, and yeah, Japanese manual labor produced those tanks.
Yeah, I
Right
think
up until the German Ghost divisions recaptured Japan, because this was a funny game.
Yeah.
yeah. But that was what I was saying. Like, if it wasn't for the nukes, it would have taken forever for you, like you said, Jacob, and we would have run out of time, and then Axis would have won by points.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, because we retook Japan, and we
Yeah.
capitulated the Soviets. So if
Yeah.
you wouldn't capitulate, because we had all our points back in our basket, and you
Yeah.
lost Soviets, and Soviet is worth much more than Japan. So
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
it would have been like a win on points if you wouldn't have capitulated the Euro-Axis at that point, or taken back
Yeah.
Japan again, or yeah.
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 No, it was
But
really funny.
yeah.
Yeah.
Do we have a
Uh,
save? Should we maybe do the MVP access first, and then we hop into saves?
Yeah, let's do that. But
Yeah.
I can just mention again, Mako, that I think from an Axis perspective, we saw him making a really good place in El Alamein first. That's where, of course, he was part of the machinery stopping us from taking the Suez. And then, of course, his breakthrough in Burma together with the Raj player was all, and some other players I think were there as well. But that was
Yeah.
also, of course, very like tilting it to giving the Allies momentum. And then he did some good plays in both Belgium and Spain at the very end of the game as well.
Yeah.
Those were the things that we took notice of from our side, I think. But yeah, let's go with Axis. Knight's Cross of the Iron Cross. First one out, I can go. Pontus playing Romania, and we already discussed his greatest play today, but he did. Yeah, we could take that.
He had an infantry build.
Yeah, an infantry build, a support build. So he went for like 20 with infantry divisions, covering the frontline sections and playing support role for the Germans. And then he had some Marines to make the naval invasions that we all saw. So that was his primarily, his objective.
Yeah.
Go on, next one. Rosen playing Italy, and Rosen went for a classical Italian build, Marines at the start, and then swapping over to Arditis to give more breakthrough. Heavy artillery, no, rocket or heavy artillery, I can't remember, and then a lot of heavy ATs as well. So like a classical heavy infantry-oriented build with a strong navy to the aid of that, and also quite not insignificant, but also quite a lot of tactical bombers to help out as well. So it was a very solid German build, and from his perspective, I think the highlight from Italy, why he's up here, is that he kept even though we actually didn't win in North Africa, he kept the theater in play throughout the game. It was never lost entirely. Sorry?
Yeah, no. He also killed like a lot of French and South African tanks.
Yeah.
When we decided to try and prod North Africa, which was quite simple, but apparently that was a trap. And then we got naval invaded in the back because we didn't have throughout the game we never had supremacy in the med. So that was a risky move on our part, and Rosen punished us for it justly.
Yeah. No, that was a lot of good plays coming from Rosen. Solid Italy throughout the game.
Yeah.
And next one, Magnus playing Finland, and you saw that a little bit in the graphics before. Finland was on the ropes in the beginning of Barbarossa, getting a lot of ugly punches in the face, and getting some help from Germans last minute to stop the onslaught. But the Finns, they put up a really good fight, and then they were on the offensive throughout the theater, and at the very end also retaking Tokyo and being like the spearhead together with the light assault guns from Germany and the Romanians in Asia. I think also the Hungarians were there at the very end, I'm not sure. But they were, the Finnish Tokyo is a sight to behold. I know that they are happy for karaoke both in Finland and in Tokyo, so maybe that's why. But
Might be. Yeah, it's not every day you see Finnish paratroopers dropping over Tokyo.
No, it was epic.
Not sure that's ever happened in any of our games, or very small amount.
That was very, 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 very epic. No, I see Mospa is writing the Bulgarians. Yeah, the Bulgarians were in the far east as well. I know that at the very end, when the Axis lost, the Bulgarians were island jumping in Indonesia with like 8 mechanized divisions against no opposition. So that was also interesting. But
from a Bulgarian perspective is quite reasonable because the alternative is getting nuked.
No. He was where the weather was hot and the beaches were free from enemies. So that
was a humanitarian perspective.
Yeah, exactly. He was spreading democracy.
Yes.
Yeah. All right. So the winner of the MVP Axis Award goes to
Drumroll.
Pontus again.
Pontus again.
So so Pontus is taking home another award today. So a solid Romania throughout the day, both getting awarded with the greatest play and the MVP of the Axis.
Yes.
And
And really,
yeah,
the
sorry.
reason because this game was so fun, because the Soviets had a very strong build, and if they hadn't been capitulated, we certainly wouldn't have a 46 game with nukes.
No.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Yeah, it's anyone's guess what would have happened on the Eastern Front if the Soviets had fuel to the tanks. That would have probably been a different beast to tackle for the Axis. But why why run into the Maginot Line? Pontus thought, and then naval invaded Caucasus, taking hitting the soft underbelly of the Soviets.
Yeah.
So yeah, don't attack straight into a stronghold. That's a good takeaway from this. See if you can walk around the fortifications, and that's what Pontus did. And I think, I just want to quote the allies or the commentary players here as well, because I know that Ivan is watching. So, but I think he said, or someone else in the commentary said at some point, "Don't worry about the Black Sea. I have naval supremacy. No way they can invade me." And what he wasn't aware of was that there were 4 Romanian battleships in port, giving naval supremacy. So yeah, that was an unexpected naval invasion, I think.
Yeah. What's a naval barbarossa?
Yeah.
Basically. Yeah.
Yeah. Very, very fun play.
Yeah.
And then we have one last award that I said 5, but there is actually a 6th one today.
Oh.
And this one goes out for the casting crew. So if you cast 3 Hygge games, then after your 3rd one, you will be awarded a propaganda award, the Tokyo Rose award. So if you click again, yeah, now you're in the way, but it should say Victor there as well. So Petter and Victor Rundqvist, which is the OGs in the studio.
Yeah.
So hats off for our amazing studio team casting yet another amazing game. So now they're up to 6 games they casted since we started to do this.
Yeah.
So well-deserved 2nd award. I know that Snistan, he's on 2 games casted as well, and I think Olof is on 2 casted as well. So there might be some more awards coming up in the near future on this one.
That's
true.
Yeah.
True.
They're making an excellent job with the cast.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
But let's jump into some save games, I think, and just banter, basically.
Yeah.
And just
So we have a few more minutes before we round off. And if you guys watching this also have any questions or anything you want us to have a look at, or if there's anything that wasn't acknowledged by this award show, just write it in the comments and we will dive into that as well.
Yeah.
So where do you want to go?
I don't know. Do you have a save from 45? Like early to mid 45?
Let's see here what we have.
No, yeah, I only have from 42, 44, 46. I don't have anything from 45, unfortunately.
46.
Yeah, no, it was quite hectic.
Yeah, very intense.
Yeah.
45. They didn't have time to make any saves whatsoever.
Yeah, no, that's my 7th. I think that's before the D-Day. I think that's just after the capitulation of Japan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Japanese Canada.
Exactly.
Yes. There we have
Japanese into
Canadian
China.
Manchuria and
But at this point, how many tanks did Canada have at? We're at, I can't see the date. What is it? May 44?
May 44, yeah.
Yeah. So how big is his tank force?
10 plus 4 training. So 14.
So 14 medium armor.
Yeah. But this season is really, this is deadly.
Yeah, I think they got a lot of
veterans.
Yeah, that's what makes them so dangerous as well. That's usually overlooked a bit, the experience that divisions get, especially if it's not that it's a good reason why sometimes you also want to go as Canada or like South Africa to Burma. And if you can make some breakthrough and some rounds, the experience really quickly, stacks up on your divisions
Yeah.
Yeah.
to get some soft targets over there. And then you go back to Europe, and then when you fight the Germans, you have some, because they usually also have a lot of experience on their tanks coming from the Eastern Front.
Yeah.
So you kind of need something like that to be
Yeah.
able to give a good
Yeah,
fight.
basically that's the only way to get parity because you don't fight that much in El Alamein.
No,
Uh,
no, exactly.
so yeah, and how many tanks does Germany have here?
Yeah, if you
Let's
look
see here,
that one.
22 tanks and 4 light AGs right now.
Oh yeah, so it's not that much more actually.
No.
And I think
22.
yeah, 22 Germans against what?
Yeah,
14.
and how many do the Hungarians have? Because they also have medium armor at this point.
Oh, that's true. That's true.
Should have a couple, just 4
Yeah,
medium
I
armors.
think he took some. Yeah,
Yeah.
took some beating
And-
as well on the Eastern Front, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, good one. That's yeah.
And I know the Bulgarians also. Their entire mechanized army was surrounded and annihilated at the opening at Barbarossa.
We should
So
just
that was
not
also.
forget about this army, though. Glorious Polish
Is that-
army.
Is that your? What are you doing on the west coast of the US?
Because we were too scared to move from Japan through the Atlantic
Yeah.
here.
Really?
So we wanted to run through
Yeah.
the US. I'm not alone here. So we ran through the US and took the northern route.
Yeah, I think you can see the British paratroopers moving from.
Ah,
Sweden.
I mean, this is a
That's
good. This is giving me credit for
Yeah.
you doing that.
Yeah,
Yeah, but
absolutely.
then again, I'm not sure which is closest. Like, is it closer to go through?
No,
Like
but
South-
yeah,
South
just the fact that you have to consider it.
Okay, yeah.
But
Yeah, because
I,
at this point, you were really annoying. At this point, you can check my convoys here. I think I don't have that many.
Oh, we started
the
rolling.
US have. I can't see how many the US have left as a surplus at this point.
It's
The
a
US
surplus
have
of like
17
about
Amtrak
500.
divisions. That's interesting.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, the US did an Amtrak build. But hop over to the UK and check the convoys.
Check if it works.
1K
even.
it says. No, I'm not sure. Yeah, you lost 11. I can't see it. It's so small. 1100 maybe.
Yeah, no, it's at 1K.
Yeah, 1K.
1K.
It's 1K.
Yeah.
But yeah, either way, it's not. It's.
But I
seems
think
like
what
they
I
lost
think what
about
I think
1,000.
yeah,
still.
but I think what you experienced as well was when I cut off your routes with very high convoy raiding, like we call it. Yeah, the raiding efficiency was very high.
Yeah.
So all your trade was very ineffective, which meant that you needed to add so much convoys to make
Yeah,
it
I
happen.
think I just opened up Cape Verde Plains here.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
So
But here we
maybe
can
that's why
see-
as well. So you could take a closer route.
Yeah, I think so too.
Yeah.
I think so too. Because right now I refurbished the Japanese Navy to protect convoys, I think.
Ah, did you get the convoys from Japan here?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, that could explain it as well.
Okay.
Why it's you have such so many convoys all of a sudden. But
Yeah,
if
yeah.
you took all his navy, then
No, yeah. I also think I stopped producing ships at this point and only make convoys. So,
Yeah.
because like once you start like focusing on building convoys, it's quite quick to get them back. I think, especially as the allies,
Yeah.
because we get cheaper convoys thanks to the USA.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah. But I think there's two sides of it. Like one is that you actually seeing convoys, and the other is that you also make all trade and supply stop wherever it moves, right? Or
Yeah.
make it
Yeah.
very little comes through.
Yeah, it costs more convoys basically.
Yeah, exactly. So that's also an aspect of it.
Yeah.
And the level 4 submarines, they are super strong at cutting off supplies.
Yes.
So yeah.
And it was not only Spanish submarines either. There were also a bunch of Italians.
Yeah. He
Out
was
raiding.
also.
So,
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's good. Do you have a
Absolutely.
late game save from the? I have one from April 13th, 46.
Yeah, I don't have it. The last day for me was corrupted, so
Oh, okay.
can't open it.
Yeah, no.
So this is the
Yeah,
latest save
yeah.
available right now.
Okay. I mean, I guess I could stream it from Discord, maybe.
Yeah, but we're
Or is that
also
very-
we're also 1 hour into the stream now.
Yeah.
Yeah, fair enough.
So maybe
Fair
that's
enough.
not the
Yeah,
what
no,
we
but
should focus on.
basically the successful D-Day was in Navarra, basically.
Yeah.
And the plan was
Yeah.
to go across the Pyrenees and hold that while we capitulated Johannes, so we couldn't get.
Yeah, but you
any
see how much
fighting back.
defense I had there.
Yeah.
And I think is a D-Day now in Belgium at this point.
No, they have not yet.
No, it's not.
Okay, but because my entire army, I had like 7 good divisions in Africa, and then I had my 30, 40 of my good divisions. They were up in Belgium, and I was nicely asking the Germans if I could move my army down and defend myself, and he said no over and over again. So that's why you landed without any opposition whatsoever. So
Yeah.
so you just landed, and what was there was those 15, or I think there are like those standing there in the harbors. Well, they're
Yeah.
like super bad, like just the yeah.
Yeah. Oh,
15.
oh,
Yeah, we landed with anti-tank infantry, so it was fine.
Yeah.
But that was it basically.
Yeah, and then
from that point we started nuking every opposition. But like once we had Spain, I think it would be hard for the Axis to retake it, even without nukes, because
no, I mean
supremacy there, and
yeah, but I think from
Spain is hard to defend.
this is I think where the opinions separate, because I think when I looked at it, we had when the invasion came to Spain, they were just cleaning up the Belgium. Like all my forces were moving south, so we moved down everything, and so I still had Barcelona and was not capitulated. And just before that, the German counterpush from Africa, me and Germany, we killed the entire American army in Morocco.
Yeah.
Everything annihilated. And then when we moved up, we came with some proper divisions up from there, and then Germany cut off the entire invasion in the center, pushing up to Lyon.
Yeah.
And just and just at that point, we were also moving down from Belgium at the same time, and that's where all the nukes started to hit. We lost everything. Like all our offensive units were nuked. So then we were dead. And then right away after we you nuked all the airports. So like 2K fighters disappeared in an instant, and after that we couldn't get back.
Yeah.
So,
I would say the nukes were really the game changer here, because this could have gone either way. If we would have been kicked out, you were taking the entire Far East. I think you took back Japan, China. Could be starting to threaten India, and then we would have a completely different game. So everything went down into what happened in Spain. Those really good nukes took the strength out of your armor push, and we were able to make our surrounds. If you would have gotten like 5 or 6 of our tanks, it could have gone the other way, and we would need to rebuild.
Because that's what if you zoom in on like mid Spain, like north of Madrid.
Yeah.
Basically, that's where all the German tanks were in Salah. Something.
Yeah.
But in Valladolid, basically, and the Canadians had just landed in Bilbao, and we held like La Coruna and the mountains south. So they were heading up to Oviedo, and that's when they were nuked. But
but they could have.
mattered all that much because we were just about
No,
to
but
encircle them, the Canadians.
no, yeah, but they were the very, very small tank force. Like that when the real tank force came from Western France, they were nuked in the face just when they
No,
came down.
I need
Yeah,
to
no,
step in
that's
here
12 divisions.
as the middle
sure.
person, saying that I think this beef will continue even after the show, but
Probably.
Yeah,
the time is ticking.
Yes. All right. So I think that's it, right?
Yeah, was a great
Yeah.
game, and if you haven't seen the stream, please check it out. It was amazing. If it's available, perhaps it's not. Yes, is it?
Yeah, it is. It is available.
Think it is.
Yeah.
It's public.
Great. So check it out because this is one of those close game where you didn't really know what was happening or where it was gonna go. It tilted to Axis allies many times and got an epic conclusion. So yeah, I really enjoyed playing, even though I was Poland. Kind of too small to really have an impact, but really fun anyways to see the game just develop. So yeah, check it out.
Yeah. Thanks everyone for watching, and yeah, there will be a lot of good, exciting news coming in the near future. So stay tuned for that as well.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yep. Good night.
Thank you for tonight.